Hello, I'm Madeline from Slings, and this is how to use a ring sling to support breastfeeding or chest feeding in a cross cradle position. I'm going to show you how to do this on both sides, but let's start with the side on the other side from the ring. And to get my baby into a cross cradle position for feeding, I'm going to start by releasing that head support and then loosening the sling by just lifting that exposed ring. The ring, you can see, just lifting it a couple of inches to give a couple of inches of slack. And then to bring my baby to a cross cradle position, I'm going to run one hand into the sling to hold their bottom. Specifically, I'm using the hand on the ring side, and then the hand on the side that I'm going to feed off of, I'm just going to gently push the material away from baby's head so that it comes to mid-back, take my hand to support their head, and then bring them in a smooth motion across my body. Then using my arm or hand to support their head, I'm going to move the material so that it supports behind the backs of the knees, all the way across the bum and just towards mid-back. And then I can gently tighten through the rings to give as much support as I need. You'll notice I tightened the bottom a lot there. The top I actually barely needed to tighten at all. I might even need to loosen it, whatever's needed. And then I'm going to hands cup the breast and then position baby, and I can latch them on and feed them like so. And then when they're done, or if they need to change sides. So to change sides, what I'm going to do is firstly I will loosen off a tad and bring my baby into an upright position, and I might be wrapping them or whatever's needed, and then I'm going to just loosen off a little bit more and take my arm out on this side to get the rings out of the way, so not in the way for feeding, and instead bring my hand in the other side like so, bring that material up onto my shoulder like so. And now I'm going to do the same maneuver. Hand on the opposite side from the breast is going to support the bottom. Hand on the side that I'm going to be feeding from is going to support the head, and I'm going to bring baby into a cross position. Let their hands clasp the breast, and then with my hands supporting their head, I'm going to adjust the material. If it helps, I might fold it a little bit, run the material so that it's again behind the backs of the knees to mid-back. I'm tucking a little bit under their bottom to make a little pouch, and then this time anything that is loose or excess I'm bringing towards the rings, which are now just under my other arm, and I can tighten like so through the rings to take any slack so that it's supporting my baby's bottom. This doesn't feel like it's doing enough supporting, so I'm just going to adjust, find where feels loose, bring this round, and it's at the bottom for me, so tighten that out. Yeah, there we go. And now I can feel that really feels supportive. And now I can feel it off the second side. And then when I am finished feeding, again, I can loosen, I can bring baby up. Now I've got a choice here. I could either swap my arms back in, and that's going to be the easiest option, or the most straightforward. If you're used to using your ring sling, the most straightforward is to swap my arms back round. Or if I was feeling a little bit too lazy to do that, I can instead leave, or I wanted for a particular reason to have the rings instead by my side instead of up on my shoulder. I am going to start to get my baby comfortable in this pouch, and I'm also going to drop this off my shoulder and completely twist this material like so, and that's going to help me get that neck support nice and taut by making a straight line. And then with this part, I'm going to make sure I'm tucking my baby's bottom, getting them a nice comfortable seat, and again anything loose is coming over to the rings, where I can start to tighten the material out by working my way through the width of the material. And as you can see, now I've got my baby comfortable on my front with the rings at my side. This can also be really useful if you don't want to have the ring near you, or don't want to have the flappy tail hanging at the front, or if this feels more comfortable, or just if you didn't want to sort of faff with moving your arms. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions at all about using a ring sling as a support for breastfeeding or chest feeding or anything ring sling related, please do drop them in the comments below. And as ever, if this has been helpful, please do like and subscribe. All the best. Bye.